Checky, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sure.
Hey, Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! I'm Justin, and this is...
Andy, the cool elf.
Make those toys!
Okay. This seems like slave labor, but...
Okay.
Got a little dark pretty early.
Welcome back to SnackDown. This is our Christmas episode, and we're going to do a couple little holiday treats, maybe share some holiday stories. And this is coming out on the 20th, so you guys are all probably gearing up for the holidays.
Mm-hmm. Getting those last-minute presents in.
Yeah.
Whatever else
maybe
you do during the holidays.
Finishing up work so you have a week off or something.
Yeah.
You know.
You said that kind of bitterly.
It would be nice to have a week off.
I'm
Anyways.
looking at something in front of me, and...
Yeah, so I made a drink to start us off, and this is called...
Oh my god, it smells so good. And like A+ on aesthetics.
This is called a Christmas snowstorm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a different take kind of on like a margarita.
So what's in it?
What's in it? So
can I just like describe like the aesthetics of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what we're looking at is something that is a creamy white, right?
Yeah.
It's queen...
It's creamy.
It's creamy. It's white. You've got some. It looks like almost what is it? A mistletoe sort of, or like kind of like an evergreen sort of thing. But instead of just like evergreens and like it's sort of like a holly feel, but instead of actually holly, it's what is it?
So we've got the garnish, or the looks, as we now call it, is
this is established now. Thanks for tuning in.
A couple leaves of mint, and then you got some sugar-covered cranberries.
Which look fantastic.
Yeah. And so we'll get into the cranberries eventually, but here's the drink. So we simmered some coconut milk with some sugar, and then you mix that with some tequila and some coconut rum, some orange liqueur, some lime juice, and I think that's it.
Can we drink it?
Yeah, let's drink it.
It's so good. It's so good smelling. Yeah.
Well, that is really good. Better than I expected.
I'm having this on Christmas.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm making this for people on Christmas. Thank you. Mm-hmm. What a gift. The gift of food and drink. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, this is really, really good.
Curdly as hell, though.
Yeah, it was curdly. Yeah, the instructions said if you're using canned coconut, which I prefer, when you pour it over the ice, it will instantly curdle, which it did. But it doesn't really affect the flavor. You just...
Excuse me, can I get my coconut milk with lots of pulp?
So, I mean, it's called a snowstorm?
Yeah.
So just imagine the chunks of curd as...
big fat flakes.
Yeah, big fat flakes. Flaky flakes. Big fat flakes of snow.
Flick flags.
But man, it's good.
Yeah.
It smells good. The mint.
It's a good combination of like what I want to look at on Christmas in terms of like snow, and then tastes like where I want to be on Christmas, which is like not in upstate New York.
Mm-hmm. It is weird because it has that like margarita vibe to it, but it's very like, I don't know.
It has Christmas
It's
aesthetics.
Christmassy. Yeah, it's Christmas aesthetics and also island feel a little bit with the coconut.
I love it. That's my holiday drink.
Yeah, you have a new holiday drink.
Unless you wow me with something else there, Justin.
Well.
So
does this replace something else? Do you have a normal holiday drink?
like my wife's side of the family, I mean, we're not like sitting around there like mixing drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at home, my dad actually, for the past couple of years, has been making his own eggnog, right? Mm-hmm. Which is like hands off for me now.
Yeah.
It is.
For you now? When did the egg intolerance come up?
I don't know. Look, we've already gone over this.
A couple weeks ago in episode 4.
Yeah. Now I have to just live with it. Yeah. This podcast has been the worst for me. No, so it's more about when I identified it, right? Because I don't know. I don't even know what I would compare it to. But yeah, so my dad makes some like, I mean, I don't even know what he throws in there. It's like maybe bourbon. Well, definitely bourbon, maybe rum. I'm not sure. But he lets it sit for like weeks and weeks and weeks on end. And then it's ready during Christmas.
Yeah, that's cool. So like the drink that reminds me most of Christmas is eggnog. Because we always drink eggnog when we like decorate the tree. And I just love eggnog. So then I was like, oh,
I do too.
Christmas drinks. I'm like, eggnog. And then we can like mix it with something. And then like all of a sudden I remembered that you couldn't have it. And I was like, so disappointed.
You want to know something like extremely stupid?
What?
I didn't know that commercially made eggnog actually had eggs in it.
How?
I didn't think it did.
What did you think it was?
I thought eggnog was like classically had eggs in it, but I was like, there's no way in hell they're putting like egg yolk. Yolk? How do you say it?
Yolk.
I said yolk.
Yolk. Is it folk music? That's what my brother says, actually.
I do too.
You say folk? You don't quiet the L?
You just say folk music?
Yeah, it's folk and yoke.
Your brother and I should hang out.
Folk and yoke?
What is it, a Volkswagen or a Volkswagen?
I think it's a Volkswagen. Do you go to the old folks' home?
Yeah. I do. If Kalen were to listen to one episode and agree wholeheartedly on this, it would be this.
With me or you?
With you. She gives me crap about that. So
yeah, that's horrible. My brother is always like, oh, I was listening to this great folk song the other day.
Yeah, it's got an L in there, brother.
It's a silent L. So the bird, a pheasant. You say pheasant? Pheasant?
First of all, excuse me, you're being...
You're like, yeah, that's...
Pleasant peasant. Folk. All right,
Anyways, what were you even talking about? Oh, eggnog, and you thought it didn't have a yolk. So you thought it was like artificially flavored yolk?
Yes. So you can get like a non-fat chocolate milk. You know how it still stays creamy?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Corn
I thought you were
syrup.
saying, do I know that it does?
Oh.
Yeah.
It still does. It still has like a weightiness to it, and that's with corn syrup.
Mm-hmm.
And that just kind of like beefs it up a little bit.
I just love it.
I thought it was some sort of like artificial thing plus that, and and then I had it. And to be quite honest,
almost died.
no. To be quite honest, I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. I didn't think there was any. I don't think there was any repercussions. But
yeah, it was so funny though because when I was trying to think of drinks, I was thinking of all these eggnog drinks because that's like classic Christmas for me, and it took me like a while to remember that I couldn't use eggnog, and I'm like, ugh. But I think we came up with a pretty cool replacement drink.
Yes,
this is delicious. So
honestly, yeah,
like we were saying, there is cranberries floating in here, and so what these cranberries are, these cranberries remind me very much of Christmas because my mom always has them in a dish at Christmas time. So they're just kind of like sugar-covered cranberries.
Like fresh, or they were frozen, or whatever.
They're fresh cranberries, washed. And so here's the thing, Andy, that I don't know if you can eat. They're dipped in egg white to make the sugar stick.
You know what? What the hell?
I feel like that's not that much egg. You know what I mean?
We're going to find out. You know? That's fine.
So she was telling me how to make it. I'm like, go for it. So yeah, I'll put the step-by-step up on our Instagram of how to make these because my mom took pictures and did a step-by-step for me of how to do it because I didn't have time to do it myself. They should pop and be pretty tart.
Mm-hmm.
They're very
tart.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yeah, and the longer you let them like air out and dry, they get more like tart, like more. They'll pop more in your mouth. So you soak them, you wash them, you dip them in egg white, you roll them in sugar, and then you kind of just let them dry for like a day.
So I'm sure egg white's not like the only thing that you can dip them in.
Probably
There's got to be something else.
So I was trying to find a recipe myself.
Amazing.
A lot of times you bake them in the oven, and so when I asked my mom, she's like, "No, you just let them dry." I'm like, "Oh, it's kind of weird," but these are delicious.
So those cranberries, great. Drink, great.
We're off to a good start.
A great start.
Yeah,
I love this.
Yeah, so that's what's floating in the. And it's funny because when I had already planned on the cranberries, and I was deciding the drinks, and this one was like garnished with sugar-covered cranberries. I'm like, yes.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so this is both aesthetically pleasing and tasty if you like tropical drinks. What do you think that this needs, though? Does it need anything?
I don't think so, honestly.
I think if the coconut milk weren't curdled, I think it might be certainly a little more creamy. Yeah. Right?
Maybe if you kept all the ingredients cold so you didn't have to put it over ice.
Yeah.
It wouldn't curdle.
Or like had more time and just like slowly brought everything down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. So we're on the Christmas here. Do you have any like funny Christmas stories or...
Did I talk about my awful gift giving?
I think so if you haven't heard it yet, go listen to the Eat Local CNY Christmas episode because we co-hosted that and it was pretty fun. So if you haven't listened to that, also pop over and listen to that one.
So I'm going to dive a little more into that.
Okay.
And because I'm just terrible at gift giving. 1, I am a procrastinator to the max. 2, I just get anxiety over it. And then 3, I'm not like a very creative gift giver, but my standard is set that I want to make sure that the gifts are good gifts, right? Yeah. It's dumb. So I've just given people terrible gifts, like, you know, like my dad. Do you remember we'd have like little like gift bazaars or whatever, like in elementary school, and like a book, like a little like book fair sort of thing?
I don't think I did that.
Oh, yeah, you were homeschooled, weren't you?
I was homeschooled for the first part of my life.
Define. What a weird way to put it.
Yeah, I went.
You can just say the grades, man.
I was homeschooled through 6th grade, and then 7th grade I went.
So you were homeschooled K through 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so of course you missed book fairs.
Yeah,
that was like a kindergarten through 5th grade thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just.
Were you ever part of the Pizza Hut book club?
Yeah, I lied my way through it.
I think most kids did.
Did you?
No, but no. I wish there was a.
Because Brian called you out on it.
I wish there was an adult Pizza Hut book club.
I think Pizza Hut would have a huge resurgence if they did that. Yeah.
Because I read books all the time now. I want pizza.
Sorry, I got to another.
Yeah, Andy's tart face. So are you a fan of tart things?
No. I don't see the appeal.
Woo, they're tart. Some of these are like more sweet than others, though. Like you'll have one that's like sweet, and then you have one that's like woo. Anyways, back to your gift giving. So
we would have these like book fairs, right? Especially when like as you're getting up for the holidays, and I'd get like $10 or something like that. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. So like I would just get my dad. Like I had my dad as like a Kris Kringle one year. Like we would just do like a Secret Santa. We would call it Kris Kringle. So I got my dad this like dumb like duck pen, very cheap pen. It must have cost 25 cents to make. They probably charged me $3 or $4.
When you say duck pen, you mean like a duck-shaped pen, or it has ducks on it?
It was like a pen with a duck on it.
Okay.
Terrible gift. Especially if you're like, oh yeah, I wonder what my like one kid who's assigned to me is going to get me for a gift this year. And I got him a frickin' duck pen, right?
I feel at that age as a parent, though, you don't care, right? Like if your son gave you a duck pen, would be like, duck pen?
I was 9 or 10.
Still, though.
If my children are listening right now, later on in life, and they're about like 8 or 9.
Get
or
Andy
10.
a duck pen.
Actually, yeah, get me a duck pen. But only to punish me, not because it's a good gift idea.
So the duck pen.
So the duck pen. So I like wrapped it in like, I thought it was being funny, right? I'm like a little jokester. So I'd wrap it like a small box, in a bigger box, in a bigger box, in a bigger box. And then like gave it to my dad and just did like the little finger point like, ha, 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 got you. And my dad's just like, this isn't funny. This is a waste of boxes and wrapping paper and my time. So then the other one was...
so to overcome your bad gifts, you like have a creative packaging.
Yeah, but it just added insult to injury.
Yeah.
But so then my sister, I had my sister as a Kris, as like a Secret Santa, and so there's a movie called "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." so I was at Borders, right?
Yeah.
There's like a $5 and under DVDs, right? So the most ridiculous DVD that I could find in there was the movie "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." It's ridiculous. It's I don't know. It's not up my sister's alley, and I was just trolling her. And my sister's a very thoughtful gift giver. So for me to send that her way was offensive. And she was like, why would you do that? So anyway, I'm a notoriously bad gift giver. Maybe I'm getting better. I don't know. Maybe I just have like more than $10 to spend on a gift. So they're like just as bad or just as generic, but I'm just as much procrastinating.
It's tough as you get older, I think. So like you're around Kaylin and your kids a lot. So they can, throughout the year, if they say something, you could like write it down or take a note of it, which is a good idea. But for your extended family, who you see like not very often,
3 times a year max,
then it's like, what do I get this person?
I'm like, how old is this person?
Yeah.
Right?
So does your family do Christmas lists?
What do you mean by that?
So my family is like, I need your Christmas lists, and we all give each other Christmas lists. So then it's like pretty
of like your wish list.
Just like this is what I want this Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
My family just keeps Amazon wish lists.
You just have a running list of
Amazon. So then, they
What's
do
on
that
yours?
all year. And so then they send out,
come up before.
They send out, the links, and then you can just look at their Amazon wish list and just get stuff off of it. So it makes buying it easy, but it's not like creative at all. I kind of like being creative, even though I'm not as good at it. I don't know. When you're like buying something off a list, it's like, meh.
Kind of seems like a wedding registry.
All I wanted this year is books and whiskey. That's what I said.
What are you talking about in terms of whiskey?
I said a nice bottle of Lagavulin would be nice.
Wow.
It's kind of expensive, but I want something that I'm not going to buy myself. So one of my funny Christmas story traditions. So we have this Christmas ornament. There's lots of Christmas ornament stories, but there's this one Christmas ornament.
That's so weird.
There's this one Christmas ornament that it's kind of like bell-shaped, and on one side is a picture of me as a baby, and on the other side is a picture of my brother as a baby.
Who is cuter?
Me, of course. So every year, this is a running tradition, as with all our things. It's whose face is showing during Christmas. And so every year we fight over it. And one year, my strategy changed a little. So I convinced Brian, my brother. I don't know if we actually said his real name.
We say Brian, yeah. Tito.
So I convinced him that my picture was his, because he didn't know. He forgot. So I was like flipping it to his picture, and I'm like, I want my picture. And so when he snuck and flipped it, I let it stay. And then, so all Christmas, we were like opening gifts or whatever. And then at the end of the day, he's like, haha, did you see? My picture was showing. I'm like, that's me. He's like, what? He's like, Mom.
How does he not remember what he looked like as a baby?
He's like, that's Justin? She's like, yeah.
Like as like a newborn or as like a 1-year-old?
Very young. Somewhere between like 0 and 1. It's so funny though.
It's a big span of time.
I was helping my parents open up the ornaments and like decorate their tree this year. Mm-hmm. And my mom keeps like this little journal of like the weather of Christmas, like it snowed or whatever.
Specific to Christmas.
Yeah, so every Christmas you go to the years and it will say like it snowed this year, this is like the temperature, and it says whose face was showing on the ornament.
When did you start this?
It's been, I like flip back. Apparently we've been doing that for at least like 10 years now.
So when do you guys do presents?
I love my family because, so we do it Christmas morning and we stretch out. So we'll do stockings in the morning. Then we'll eat breakfast, and then we'll open presents. And we like one person goes at a time. Especially if we were kids, we'd open it up, we'd like put it together or whatever, and we'd stretch it out until like 3 in the afternoon.
You'd put it together?
Yeah, whatever.
You'd focus on that one present and put it together fully before you opened up the other present?
Yeah, that's what we have always done.
Are you a family of psychopaths?
It's great though because
that's insane.
Like, so
how did you guys have that much self-control as children?
But think about it.
I'm picturing you and Brian. You're opening up a present.
So when we were younger, I think we would both open a present at the same time.
Okay.
So then we were both focused on those presents.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
Now. Okay.
But it's great because like at 2:00 in the afternoon, you're like, oh, there's still some presents under the tree. This drink was super good. I'm going to have another one of these cranberries.
Yeah.
So you don't like tart things. My mom was like, does Andy like tart? I'm like, oh, he loves tart. The bigger ones are less tart.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Mm-hmm. They're so good. Mm. So, should we get into the next part of this?
You need to chug a lug there, brother. You going somewhere?
I am.
Oh.
That's what I'm like contemplating. But the next thing we're gonna do isn't so boozy. So.
Well, let's get into it.
Maybe we're gonna take a break.
Maybe we'll listen to our special message. No?
Special message? Oh yeah. Should we say that now?
Yeah.
And that'll be the break.
Why'd you shake your head?
I thought you were gonna say some Christmas music that I wasn't able to get.
Yeah, something that you're not able to get. Like, so then we're gonna listen to Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You," and we'll be right back. No, so we'll listen to kind of our play-in for at least our next food from our listener in Austria.
Yeah, so, you want to like set the stage?
Yeah, we'll shout her out after we listen.
Okay, yeah. So we'll take a break, and while we are baking up the next things, you can hear from one of our listeners. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello, SnackPackers. This is Mara from Austria. I'm currently recovering from being sick, so if my voice sounds a little off, that's the reason. I sent in a recipe for some delicious winter sweets that I found on the internet and modified a little by myself. I'm not really much of a baker or a cook, actually, but I found this. It sounded simple. I played with it a little bit, and yeah, I think it works out great, and I hope that you think so too and you enjoy it. So yeah, greetings to wherever you're listening at the moment.
Hello! All right, so we're back. That was kind of a long break. We had to cook things and simmer things and then simmer them again.
That's right.
All right, so we got a spiced Mexican hot chocolate here.
What makes it Mexican?
I don't know. That's just what it's called.
What's in it, though? 1, jalapenos.
Yeah. Queso.
For real?
No.
For real.
It's 70% dark chocolate and it's got some...
You know what makes it Mexican?
What?
Dulce de leche.
Yeah. So it's got dulce de leche in it. It's got some whole milk, some half and half, some dark chocolate, like I said, 70% dark chocolate. And then it's got a little bit of bourbon in there, some vanilla extract, and then it like simmered with some cinnamon sticks.
Hey, that'll get you there. It's good. This is really good.
Yeah. So I've had Mexican hot chocolate before from a food cart that came to my work, and it had like pepper in it. Like it was like spicy. It actually was like cayenne pepper or something like that.
Or something like that. Yeah,
it was good though. It kind of burned your throat a little bit, but it was like
a good
spicy.
burn.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good. I guess.
This is good. Yeah.
This is.
I mean, it's just hot chocolate. Another Christmassy treat. You know,
coming into the
lodge.
The only burn that I've got is trying to just drink it very hot because it's thick. You know,
it's thick. Yeah.
I mean, you made it from scratch, and that's awesome. There's like a little bit of a team effort, though.
Yeah, I think everything today was a little bit of a team effort.
We're really like
Christmas
in the kitchen.
time is a time for a helping hand.
So this is delicious, and I couldn't wait to get to the drink. But in terms of continuity of content, right? So Mara sent us this recipe, which she didn't say in the in her message, but we'll post up the recipe.
Yeah,
I'll just tell you right now. It's about a half a cup. At least our like ratios, about a half a cup of nuts. So we used almonds and pecans, and so we like diced them up, and then I used 8 dates, 8 crazy dates, and then a little bit of sugar, teaspoon of sugar or so, and then a little bit of cinnamon, and that's it.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, she sent us this recipe and said that we should try it, like as a holiday treat.
Yeah. So aesthetically, it don't look that good, and that's a me thing. We didn't have like baking paper or like parchment paper.
Did you find the spray? You forgot.
I just used I just rubbed vegetable oil on them, which is about the same. So it just looks like granola balls.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. It kind of looks like sort of oatmeal-y. Yeah, go nuts, man.
But let's try one actually instead of just talking about it. Smells good. Now we had dates on the raisin episode, and they were better than raisins. So
these are good.
These are really good.
They're still very hot.
I think you have a very sensitive mouth.
Not on the Christmas episode, Justin.
These are really good.
Speaking of coming in hot.
Wow. Put a positive spin on.
On what?
A date? I don't know.
This does a date justice?
Mm-hmm. That's really good. Especially your choice of almond and pecan. I applaud that because they complement each other well. That's a really good Christmas ball.
So that was at her recommendation.
Oh, was it?
Kind of like, she goes, just use like whatever kind of nuts you have in your house. But she advised against walnuts. And like, I had to kind of like look at the message as I was picking them out, and I like read it again, and it was like, walnuts were a little too bitter when I tried them once. And I like looked in my like cart, and I like had a bunch of walnuts on there. I was like, uh-oh. So then I had to take them back out. And
so what would you think is the most Christmassy nut?
Walnuts, for sure.
Yeah.
Everyone would say chestnuts, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people would.
Because of the song, though. Not
but how many people have had chestnuts?
Yeah.
What about you?
These are fantastic. Wow. I don't consume a lot of nuts. Even on a holiday basis. Like, we don't have a lot of things with nuts in them, I don't think. But I would think walnuts, I guess, is the most common nut in things. I think the most common nuts that are, like, used in food preparation is, like, walnuts and almonds. I see those a lot. Pecans is a pretty holiday thing, though. But pecans, I think, stops after Thanksgiving, right?
What about peanuts?
Eh.
What do you mean, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about,
You're talking about the most common. You're talking about the most common with
everything.
Specialty? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Did I win?
Peanuts, walnuts, almonds. Pecans are good around Thanksgiving, I think. No one does anything with pecans after that.
Okay.
Like, you're not having pecan pie the rest of the year. Who's having pecan pie in the summer?
I don't know, but I'm having pecan pie in the summer.
Ugh.
Have you ever had shoe fly pie?
No.
Or a sugar pie?
Sugar? Just sugar in a pie?
Yes.
No.
It's like a Midwestern thing.
Maybe we should do a pie episode.
Yeah. Remember when I was talking about, like, I don't think my wife, Kaylin, ever wants to be on the podcast, and God bless her, and that's fine, and that's her right and everything. But if she were to contribute to one episode, that would be the episode that I would beg her to contribute to.
She's good at pies.
She's amazing at pies. She makes a hell of a crust.
What's her best pie?
There's no bad pie, okay?
Really?
That's what I'm getting at.
Have you ever had a grape pie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Grape
a lot of
pie is
people.
so good.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know what a grape pie is.
And they think you're saying great pie.
You're like, yes. You're like, yes.
They're like, yeah, I have. What flavor? I'm like, grape.
So, where's the most famous place that you can think of that makes grape pie?
So Naples.
Yep.
New York. Here, there's like a grape festival, and that's the first time I had grape pie.
So at the bottom of one of the Finger Lakes is a town called Naples. And the Finger Lakes are well known for grapes and wineries and all that stuff. So it's amazing pie.
But still, you don't see grape pie at a lot of places. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
And there's so many wineries around.
Yeah.
You would think that it'd be a thing. And I wonder if they make good pies like in France. You know, they're known for their wine. Same with like California. But are they known for like, are they making those grape pies? It's hard to say grape pie without sounding like you're saying grape pie.
So you can buy them frozen though. Did you know that?
Huh.
You can buy them frozen and you can take them wherever you want. And so we have family that would come down from kind of Naples and Canandaigua area. And they would drive through Naples. They would pick up a frozen grape pie.
Mm-hmm.
Then they would drive down to Maryland, you know, to be with us for Thanksgiving or Christmas. And then they would just bake the pie there. So that's actually, I've been acquainted with grape pie in Maryland.
In Maryland?
Yeah, that's where I got acquainted with it.
I've only ever seen it in Naples.
But once removed from Naples. It was from Naples, yeah. So look up a recipe. If you haven't had grape pie, get some Concord grapes and make some pie. Oh, that is amazing hot cocoa.
So, we're here on a Christmas episode. We talked about a little bit about Christmas traditions, things like that. What's your favorite Christmas movie? Or like, not your favorite, but what are your classics that you watch every year?
We don't really have like a Christmas favorite like in my current household, but like growing up, Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's classic.
And then Christmas Story. They were like the biggest ones.
Yeah, so I've actually never seen A Christmas Story.
It's fine. I think it's
I don't think my parents liked it, so we just didn't like watch it when we were kids, and then as an adult, it's like I just haven't. I think it's one of those things that you grow up watching and then you like it.
Yeah. Do you like Charlie Brown Christmas?
Nah, I mean, I've seen it, but I'm not a huge fan.
You're Grinchy as hell.
That's what me and my boss were talking about it. About how I'm an old bitter Christmas Grinch now.
You're like, no, the only part about Christmas I want to do is open the presents slowly and flip between Brian and Justin face.
It's the only Christmas joy I get is seeing myself look back at me from the tree.
Yeah. Yeah. You knew it too when they were taking that picture. You were like, this is going to be the winner.
Yeah.
Mummy's really going to love this one when she sees it on the tree. Yeah.
It's so funny because ever since I convinced my brother that, now he like second guesses himself every year. He's like, wait, this is me, right? I'm like, yeah.
Was I this baby with this face or this baby with this face?
Yeah. So I love Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's hilarious to me.
The claymation one?
Yeah. I love claymation, just in general. But the last couple of years, so the people that created Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer also have a whole ton of like obscure other Christmas movies that are like really weird and less known. So a year or two ago, I watched The Leprechaun's Christmas Gold, which is also claymation.
What the hell?
It is so weird and
when was that made?
I think they were all kind of made around the same time, you know.
I mean, claymation takes so long to do, right?
Yeah.
Like stop motion.
Mm-hmm. It's so weird because it looks like they tried to mix Christmas and St. Patty's Day somehow into like one movie.
They're like, what demographic aren't we getting? And they were like looking at their charts. They're like, the Irish really don't like this. They're like, what can we do? And like the marketing and advertising people were like, just like drinking bourbon. And they're like, I got it, guys. Everyone huddle. Hey, make a pot of coffee. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's super weird, but it's hilarious.
Well,
but yeah, and do you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie? It's like a hot topic every Christmas, I think.
As to whether you just consider Die Hard a Christmas movie? It doesn't revolve around Christmas. It happens on Christmas.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ooh, that just made me think of.
Ooh.
A great Christmas movie is Home Alone.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's so good.
So in terms of the Home Alone saga, what have you subscribed up until? You've watched Home Alone 1?
1 and 2. That's all I've seen.
Okay. My favorite was 5, honestly.
So how many is Macaulay Culkin in?
2.
Yeah, okay. So that's where my loyalty stops.
You know he's in like a band?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So he's in a band called the Pizza Underground.
Nice. So when I was young, I played in like some weird bands, and we played some weird shows. And we played with a band. His name was Cannibal Pizza, and he'd wear a pizza suit, like a pizza costume,
and just eat
and
pizza.
Play the keyboard with one hand and eat pizza into the microphone on the other.
So he was an opening act for like everything, right? Yeah. Just for like the fun of it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was hilarious.
That's awesome. Okay, do you want to know all of the Home Alones?
Sure.
There's Home Alone, released in 1990, starring Macaulay Culkin. There's Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. That was great, starring Also Macaulay Culkin. Culkin?
Macaulay Culkin. That was close to the Coke years, maybe.
Yes. Then you started getting into Home Alone 3, which was released in 97. A little close. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's not starring him, right?
It was Alex D. Linz.
Yeah.
Oh, ScarJo was in that.
Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
Weird.
Kind of maybe early for her. And then they just started getting weirder and weirder. And they had their type for 4 and 5. Released in 2002 and 2012.
I wonder if the audition for the kid is, like, you don't say lines. You just put your hands on, like, your cheeks and, like, yell.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, oh, yeah, you could do it.
And so they're defined as, let's see.
How many are there?
5.
So 5th is your favorite?
Yeah. So
because we were finally over.
Of course. Did I say 5th earlier on?
You did.
Wow, I didn't even know they had 5. That's great. I should. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't overreach on that one. If you look at like the genres for it, so it starts as adventure/comedy. Then the second one gets to adventure/comedy. Then the third one gets into crime/action.
Really?
Yeah. The third one stops being funny.
Because Macaulay Culkin wasn't in it, they're like, this isn't funny at all.
Then the fourth one goes into crime and comedy. And then the fifth one is comedy/family.
That's weird.
Home Alone, the holiday heist.
So after Macaulay Culkin, does anyone do more than one movie? Or is
No.
it a different person in each?
Nope. Yeah,
Wow.
they're different persons.
Ugh, gross.
Different people, yeah. What are some favorite quotes from Home Alone?
I'll give it a whirl.
What? That's it? Oh my God, Justin. Do you and Brian just say that?
Me and Joel used to do that all the time. I'll give it a whirl.
I could definitely see that just flowing off of Joel's tongue.
Yeah, he says that all the time.
I'm looking at quotes, and none of them, I can't remember any of them.
Tell me one.
You can get beat up for wearing something like that.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend who got nailed because there was a rumor he wore dinosaur pajamas.
That's such a good movie.
Really? You remember that?
Yeah. Well, I watch it every year.
What about this one? Kevin!
I remember that one. that's a quote.
That doesn't count as a quote. This is a name. How about this one? Beat that, you little trout sniffer.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember these, man.
It's hilarious.
My youth has escaped me.
Have you watched it since you've been an adult?
No.
It's hilarious.
Is this toothbrush approved by the American Dental Association?
He is hilarious in that movie. I think you appreciate it more as an adult.
I remember this one. Buzz, your girlfriend? Woof.
Yeah, that's classic.
That didn't age well. It's kind of rude. Guys, I'm eating junk and watching rubbish. You better come out and stop me. I do remember that. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't see, look what you did, you little jerk. That's my favorite line. I don't know why.
Anyways, so that's Home Alone.
The end. I'm glad we caught everyone up on Home Alone.
We'll refresh real quick, and then we'll close this thing out. We had a Christmas snowstorm.
Amazing.
Which is kind of like a take on a margarita, but you add a little bit of coconut milk and coconut rum, and it was delicious.
If you want to wow guests at your Christmas party, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the thing to wow them.
A little garnish of mint and cranberries. Delicious.
I don't think you have to do a sugar-coated cranberry for that.
No.
Because I think it just kind of washed off pretty immediately.
Yeah.
The looks.
Yeah.
So.
And then we had the sugar-coated cranberries, and these are delicious.
Which were good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have
another one.
Yeah, me too.
Get a little tiny one so it's really tart.
Big one's where it's at.
Yeah, but those just remind me of Christmas time because there's always just a dish of those sitting on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so good.
So then we got into Mexican hot chocolate.
Yeah,
with
spicy.
a little bit of bourbon.
Yeah, and that's good.
I can't
really taste the bourbon, but there's not that much in there. It's just kind of like a additive, and then there's a little bit of cinnamon and vanilla, and it's just good hot chocolate.
And then we had the holiday balls, as recommended by Mara. So rock out. Thank you.
Those were absolutely delicious. I think I'll give that recipe to my mom and have her make them every Christmas.
Ma'am,
make these. They're good.
Here's the ingredients. You just like chuck them at her, just very like jerkishly.
I brought the holiday balls. That's just ingredients. Yeah, you're gonna make them.
Yeah, Durr, mom. So I mean, I'm definitely bringing those home. Definitely gonna be recreating those.
Very good. Very good.
But anyway, I mean,
but yeah.
So everyone's got holiday traditions and family fun coming up. I mean, just try to remember to have a little fun and try to relax and make it relaxing for you and fun for the kids.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're like a bah humbug on Christmas, just try to enjoy it as just another day. Just have a good day, have fun.
Make yourself a winter snowstorm and make it a Bahama bug. No. No, let me try that again. Nope, I'm not going to try it again.
That's tough. I was trying to think of it too.
Bahamambog,
Baham. Bahamamama habung. No.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
just
have
chill.
fun.
Just chill. Be patient with your kids. Everyone's excited.
Yeah.
Everyone's gets stressed out. Just try to hang out and relax and pitch in too.
Yeah.
I think with one person just busting their hump in the kitchen, especially with like dishes and everything,
Yeah.
just
Helping hand goes a long ways.
throw on some good music, have a drink if you drink, and just pitch in.
Yeah. And like we said, we did a lot of Christmassy stuff on the Eat Local CNY podcast, so make sure you check that out because that was a very Christmas-centered podcast.
Also, we realize a lot of people are going to be busy, this week and this next week coming up. We're going to take a little break. So maybe we'll have like a post-New Year's episode, but we're not going to be doing it before New Year's. So.
Yeah, there's just going to be a week gap.
Yeah.
So this is the last episode this year. The next episode will be up on the 3rd of January.
Maybe when you're thinking about your New Year's resolutions, maybe one of your resolutions could be sharing SnackDown with a friend.
Yeah.
Or listening every week. Or commenting. Or just challenging yourself to make awesome food. Or cool drinks.
Yeah, and like if you don't want to send us stuff or whatever, you can still send us like a recipe just like Mara did.
That's
and,
what Mara did.
We'll do something like that.
We shouted her out on the pod.
Yeah.
She sent in her voice.
You got recommendations, that great family recipe. We'll take that.
That grandma took to her grave, but you somehow took from the grave.
Yeah, you like undug your grandma and
I think just dug. I think undug is burying.
Undug? Oh yeah, you dug up. Unburied.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, right?
Yeah.
I hope you have some 8 fun nights and get to spend some time with your loved ones.
Yeah. Cool.
The end.
The end.
And thus was the end of this Christmas story.
Ooh, also a Muppet Christmas Carol. It's another great movie. Classic.
Dude, the pod's done.
I know, I just thought of it.
All right, well, let it be known. Strike that into the stone.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your time. Enjoy your time with your family and friends. And thanks for making us a little bit of a part of it. And
we'll see you guys in the new year.
2020. In the year 2020.
Thanks for listening today. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can find this episode and others like it on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a bunch of other places.
Stitcher.
And you can go to our website at www.snackdownpod.com.
We wish you a Merry Snackmas. We wish you a Merry Snackmas. We wish you a Merry Snackmas and a happy snack year. That was totally unprompted.
Unrehearsed. And we did it right.
Beautiful. All right. We got to end on that.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Bye.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Just like wakes up, gets stoned, go to sleep.
Yeah.
That'd be realistic, right?
It would be.